Hello and welcome to my review of this VC 4300V Overseas Perpetual Calendar. It comes courtesy of a good friend who goes by Chinese Watch Guy on Instagram. Having owned the rose gold version myself for over a year, however, I think it's fair to call this video an owner's review. Let's get started. This 4300V in white gold with a blue lacquered dial was released in 2021, 5 years after the first version was launched back in 2016. It's ultra thin at a nice 8.1 mm in thickness and is powered by the caliber 1120 QP. The movement here is based on the famous JLC caliber 920, which features in the likes of the very first Royal Oak and Nautilus. More controversially, however, VC's caliber 1120 was not developed in-house, but instead by AP. As far as looks go, the 4300V is a stunning watch with a beautiful sunburst lacquered blue dial. What I like most about the 4300V dial compared to its Nautilus or Royal Oak equivalent is the relative simplicity. Each subdial here only contains a single hand, resulting in a cleaner look. I've also grown to appreciate the moon phase on the 4300V. We actually get some solid gold here, which is much better than the low effort moon on the Nautilus. Additionally, the light blue background with the constellations stand out in the dial and pairs nicely with the lacquered blue. My only real problem with the dial is the leap year and month indicator. The subdial itself is cramped and hard to read, since a whole 4-year cycle has been jammed into it. In terms of case and bracelet finishing, I'd say that the Overseas is on the same level as the Nautilus and Royal Oak. Where it shines, however, is the interchangeable strap system, as well as the quick adjustment on the bracelet. These features were implemented way back in 2016, putting Vacheron way ahead of its competitors. Notably, the bracelet and straps on the ultra-thin Vacheron models don't flare out the way they do on the normal ones. For example, you can see how the strap here comes straight down. That being said, the bracelet width still doesn't taper enough, resulting in the overall profile of the 4300V looking less elegant and slim than it could be. As a comparison, look at how streamlined the Royal Oak looks. On the wrist, the 4300V wears the largest amongst its competitors, weighing in at 41.5 mm in diameter. It's very comfortable though, since the ultra-thin factor means that the watch is actually quite light on the wrist. This particular variation in white gold makes for a great daily beater, but naturally lacks the sense of occasion that the rose gold version has. Finally, let's move on to the weakest aspect of the 4300V. The caseback. The Perpetual Overseas easily has the worst caseback in the entire collection, with even the base time-only 4500V having a nicer rotor and better finishing. To my eye, the finishing here is still better than what you'd find on an AP Perpetual, but I'm not sure that's relevant when a massive solid rotor blocks out half of what's underneath. As someone who's paid 6 figures for this watch and owned it for a year, this is frustrating. I upgraded from the entry steel time-only watch to something that costs 4 to 5 times more and now have a worse caseback. Overall, the VC 4300V is great but not perfect. That being said, I still think it's one of the best buys in the market if you have the money. For one, these tend to go about retail or lower on the market. And two, the 4300V is like multiple watches in one due to the interchangeable strap system. Finally, I think VC has the best servicing of any brand, at least in Singapore, even going to the extent of offering a whopping 8-year warranty. If you're spending this much on a high complication watch, you'd want the confidence that you'd be well taken care of should anything go wrong. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing as there's more cool stuff coming. The support means a lot to me. Thank you.